Something happened at Indian Wells that nobody expected. Before the tournament even started, before the first match was played, before the first serve was hit, the crowds were already there. Not for the finals, not for the semifinals, for practice sessions. And the lines outside the courts, they went on forever. Tournament organizers were shocked. They had never seen anything like this before. So on March 4th, 2026, they made an announcement. Something no WTA 1000 tournament had ever done before. They released a crowd management plan for one player, a player ranked 31st in the world. One player ranked 31st, shutting down an entire tournament before it even began. And the ticket prices? They went completely out of control. This is the Eala story, and trust me, you are not ready for it.
Look at this. I mean, this was in Australia. Court 6 literally had a line. I know I'm exaggerating, but it went for miles at the Aussie. It was wild scenes there. Allie, can you remember a women's star who gets this type of support wherever she goes?
Yeah, well, Taylor Swift. I mean,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So who exactly is Eala? She is a professional tennis player from the Philippines. She trained at the famous Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain. Nike signed her before she even turned professional. And on February 23, 2026, she became the highest-ranked Filipino player in WTA history, world number 31. But here is the thing. Her ranking is not even the most impressive part of her story. The most impressive part is what happens wherever she goes. See, the Philippines has one of the largest overseas communities in the world. Nearly 2 million Filipinos live in California alone. Around 1 million Filipinos work and live in Dubai. And in 2026, almost every WTA tournament stop goes through cities with huge Filipino communities. So when Eala travels to a tournament, she does not travel as an away player. She travels as a local hero. Every single city, every single tournament, every single round. She carries her home crowd with her, everywhere she goes.
you know, I'd have to say maybe a little bit of Sonia Mirza. Back in her heyday, obviously the Indian fans took to her and they followed her all around the globe, obviously not to this extent. And I think the ceiling that Eala has is obviously that much higher. And I'm gonna bring in a little boxing here because my dad wanted me to be a boxer, but I chose tennis. But Manny Pacquiao.
Good call.
Manny Pacquiao, we saw him when he, was at the top of his game. And alongside Roger Federer, he actually had more prize money. So I think that if Eala, can keep doing well with her tennis, who knows? The sky's the limit on the court, off the court. I mean, she could be rolling in it, if you will.
Yeah.
Now here is where the story gets really interesting. Because when one player starts doing things the sport has never seen before, people start asking serious questions. How is a player ranked outside the top 30 breaking the ticket market at major tournaments? How is a player with no Grand Slam title forcing the WTA to create a brand new tournament in a country that never had one before? How did a completely fake endorsement deal, a deal that never actually happened, spread to millions of people and feel totally real? Every single one of these questions has the same answer. The Eala effect. And it all started with one match, one day. One moment that changed everything. March 26, 2025, Miami Open. Eala walks onto the court as a wildcard entry. Her ranking, world number 140. Her opponent, world number 2, Iga Swiatek, the best women's tennis player on the planet at that time. Everyone expected Swiatek to win easily. What actually happened was completely different. Eala played like she belonged there. Her left-handed serve created angles that Swiatek had never dealt with before. Swiatek made 32 mistakes. Eala made only 12. Every time there was a chance to break Swiatek's serve, Eala took it. She converted 8 out of 10 breakpoint opportunities. That is 80% against the world number 2. Final score, 6-2, 7, 5. When the prize money was counted, $332,160. From one single tournament that was almost double everything Eala had earned in her entire career before that day. Her world ranking jumped 65 spots in just 1 week, from 140 all the way to 75. Grand Slam entries? Now open. Sponsor meetings? Now happening. The entire WTA now paying attention. Then came February 17th, 2026. Dubai, Eala faced world number 8, Jasmine Paolini, the reigning Dubai champion. In the second set tiebreak, Eala was down 5-6, 1 point away from losing the set. Most players would panic there. Eala did not panic. She fought back, won the tiebreak, won the match. 6-1, 7-6. Everyone inside that stadium said the same thing afterward. They had never experienced an atmosphere like that at a WTA 1000 event before. And then the ticket market exploded. Official tickets in Dubai started at 65 dirhams. That is roughly $17. That was the listed price, the printed price. But on the resale market, that price meant nothing. People were paying way more than face value just to watch Alex Eala play. Analysts reported demand levels far beyond anything expected for early round matches. One player, ranked 31st, breaking the entire ticket system of a major WTA event.
Got a smile that lights up a room too, you know. And I remember last year when she beat Iga Swiatek, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, you know. And it was really, for me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play after that, and watch her try to continue to progress. Because I like her game, you know. Obviously, she wants to get better than where she is now, than 32 in the world, but she's got a lot of good hand-eye coordination and ability to take the ball early and redirect. But the fan stuff is always fun for me, because whenever you see players from smaller countries, the fans are so passionate when they get up to the top.
It's interesting, Ali mentioned Sonia Mirza. She has nearly 13 million followers on Instagram. That's 5 million more than Carlos Alcaraz, and nearly as many as Alcaraz and Sabalenka combined. So that's how big Sonia Mirza is, was, and will be. But Eala going to be seeded for the first time at a 1,000 to find out who she will play in the second round.
The WTA did not just watch all of this happen. They responded. They announced the very first Philippine Women's Open, a real WTA tournament scheduled for January 2026. The Philippines had never hosted a single WTA event in its entire history. One player changed that, in less than 1 year after the Miami upset. Now look at the numbers that most people are not talking about. In 2025, Alex Eala was the most searched Filipino female personality on Google in the entire country. She ranked 4th among all sports figures searched in the Philippines, behind only major basketball and boxing events. A press conference she held before the 2000 views on YouTube. A highlight video called Alexandra Eala Greatness got 254,000 views. A tiebreak clip from the 2025 US Open got 1.2 million views. Her Instagram has around 850,000 followers. That makes her one of the most followed players on the WTA Tour, even though she was outside the top 30 until just recently. And then came the $45 million story. In September 2025, a report started spreading everywhere. Wilson Sporting Goods had offered Alex Eala a $45 million endorsement deal, and she had accepted. Fact checkers looked into it. There was no deal. Wilson never said anything. Eala's team never said anything. The entire story was made up, but millions of people shared it anyway. Because it felt real. Because people already believed her commercial value was at that level. Her actual sponsorships are real and growing. Nike, a deal of over 5 years, with her portrait hanging at Nike World headquarters in Oregon next to the greatest athletes of all time. Globe Telecom, they signed her when she was just 8 years old. BPI, Babala, locally Juice. These are real deals, real money, real growth. But the fake $45 million story tells us something very important. The way the public sees her value is already way ahead of what her actual contracts reflect. That is not a fake news problem. That is a sign of just how big she is becoming. Right now, as of March 2026, Eala has already earned $291,992 in prize money this year alone. Analysts say if she stays in the top 35 through the Grand Slam season, she could clear $1 million in prize money in 2026. Broadcast analysts are already talking about raising WTA TV rights prices in the Philippines and the Middle East, specifically because of the viewership numbers Eala's matches are generating. And inside the Indian Wells draw right now, a possible third-round rematch with Coco Gauff is already being watched closely by the same analysts who tracked the Dubai ticket explosion. So let me ask you the one question that nobody in professional tennis has been able to answer yet.